GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin link check.
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hi.
Listen, you got the perfect timing. I was going to do my monkey face, and I saw you, and I just lost it. I choked on my water. Oh, I guess it's payback for before the show, right?
There's that split second in between the intro vids that it shows our faces for an instant, and so it's like,
Yeah, I just lost it.
what else am I gonna do? Hey.
Oh.
Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, while we're holding on for 1 second, I have to say hi to somebody who has been waiting for us to come on. And hi, Zakira. She's been sitting there waiting by the TV with remote control in hand, waiting for us to pop on, dancing out to our intro music. Oh, boy. Something must be going on big. We got the finger. So, I'd like to say hi to everybody. Son Z, Vet Girl. We got Heidi in the house. I know Chris is watching. So I hope you all had a great weekend. I don't really do this well by ourselves. Oh, Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa. So we were supposed to do tarot cards. We don't feel right because obviously it's just Keith and I tonight. So we're going to wait for Renee to do that one. That way we can have 1, 2, 3. Keith and I were talking. We don't know what we want to do for the show. That's why you guys got the ... So I suggested talk about some of the investigations we've been on, maybe some haunted stories, legends. I don't know. Audience input. He might be back.
Okay, sorry about that. Neighbor called. Neighbor never calls. So, Spidey sense goes off. Emergency meter goes, me. He needed a pair of ice whips. So, helping. We help people.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, I said hi to everybody. Got that covered.
Oh, thank you.
I told them that Renee's not here tonight. So we decided to hold off on the tarot cards until the next show.
Yes.
Because we need 3. I mean, really. It's kind of the way it goes.
Yes.
And I asked them, if they wanted to hear haunted stories, if they wanted to talk about investigations, how investigations work.
That's kind of a tough one. How
Right.
investigations work, because it depends on the investigation, the investigators, the clients, spirits, the entities, the geological of where the haunting is. What's in the ground, what's in the rocks, in the crystals, and flowing water underground, and railroads nearby, and cell towers, and I could just keep going with all that stuff.
The clients themselves, the vetting of the process of clients, that's huge.
Yeah.
Well, look at I can't say that we just dealt with it, but we know somebody who just dealt with a client that had mental health issues. And that has to be taken into play with investigations.
Yes. I had a client overseas. She had legit paranormal stuff, and we helped with that. Cleared everything out. Taught her how to keep her home clean, smudging, whatnot, keeping the home tidy. That helps. But every day, it's back. So I'd look. Okay, no, it's not. But after a couple days, there was something new there. She actually unintentionally inhaled something back in. So I did some homework and found out she was on some medications for her mind. So since the paranormal issues were no longer affecting her, I suggested that she go back to her doctor and get reevaluated. So she actually did that. And they took her off of several of the medications. And after a week or so, everything was great. She's been doing great to this day as the hair stands up on my arms. It's difficult to talk to clients about that. But
it's necessary.
Yes, it is.
It's absolutely necessary. That's one of the first questions you asked me.
Are you crazy?
Are you crazy? And what was my answer?
Yes. Cool, let's talk.
Why? Yeah, in my mind, I was going crazy. I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't right. Well, maybe that's what we can talk about. We can talk about my case tonight.
Yeah, and mine. I'm open.
That mental health. I mean, we have to realize that we have power, whether we believe in it or not. We can create a poltergeist, and
absolutely,
our negative energy can separate from us and can create something around us. So, putting our mental health in check, just everybody, is very important, and not letting that negativity get to you and eat you away.
Yeah.
And if you have something paranormal, oh Lord, you're just feeding that paranormal entity, if it's bad, with the negativity that you produce. So, mental health is plays very much so in a part of, I believe, all paranormal.
It is. It is. And you mentioned poltergeists. A couple of times in my life. First time I had absolutely no idea what it was. Second time I did. During a traumatic event, you can create something called a tulpa.
Yep.
Now there's different meanings for that word. Jewish, it is a doll made out of clay. You write a name on the forehead, and it goes out and does your bidding. When you're in a traumatic situation, all that energy, all that emotion, everything that you have not dealt with from your past comes up, and boom, you make a twin. In Beatrice, I walked out in my garage to work on my car. My topo looked up and said, I already got it. I'm like, I'm out. Wearing my jeans, my jean jacket, which I was wearing at the time. But here after the fire, as I'm standing there on my knees across the street, and the thing about a tulpa is other people might be able to take it out because it's not supposed to be here. It's actually a negative of you. Remember when we took pictures and you had to take the film in to get developed, and you got negatives in with the pictures? Okay, it is a negative of you. It's backwards, but it knows everything about you. It knows your knowledge. It knows everything. And
that's hard too to deal with.
Dangerous.
That's very dangerous
because it will influence you. When that happened, not only the person that I was with at that time, but also the group that I'm a member of, Spirit Mechanics, told me you have to take care of this now. And I said, you know what? I'm not strong enough to do this right now. I will take care of it when I'm ready. Oh, they were pissed. So what I did, I came over here to the house, I grabbed a hold of it, and I chained it to the water pipe in the basement. Energetically chained it here in the house. We're living in the rental. A couple of weeks go by, I'm processing some things that came up. I worked through them, learned some things, gained a couple of strengths, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on the front porch one morning with the other, having my coffee and having a cigarette. I said, okay, it's time. And she says, time for what? It's go time. And I just got up and I walked over here. I walked in the basement. I grabbed that by the neck. Bye-bye. But I made it. I had to take care of it. If somebody took it out, I would feel that imbalance and form another one. The one who I'm no longer with actually still makes them. And they end up at the rental. I've actually had to go over and clear them out for the new tenants in the past. But until she realizes, because you can do it without even realizing it. So until she realizes what she's doing, I just protect me and wish her well, and to learn about herself so that she can realize, hey, this is going on and she needs to take care of it. And if she needs advice on how to do it, I'm an open book. I will help you.
I had an instance, not kind of like that, but I had somebody use my energy.
Yep.
I was living in Hawaii at the time, and I'm not going to mention names because I know, this gets back to her.
Yeah.
But I was living in Hawaii, and I left the house. We lived in military housing, and everybody swears they watched me walk from one bedroom to the next bedroom. They swore up and down that was me, and I hadn't left the house until I came back in the house. And then they were like, "Oh, what the hell did we just see?" It was wearing what I was wearing. It walked the way that I walked. It looked the way that I looked. I mean, but this
Sound.
sounded, yep. I actually had said something to them, which would come out of my mouth. It wasn't very nice at the time because I wasn't a very nice person at the time. I was living under extreme stress. Um, so yeah, like, and other people can use your energy, and create something. So protecting your energy is like huge,
Uh,
huge.
both. I have a witness to this one. I used to have a roommate. She was on my paranormal team. Like me and you, brother sister. Um, she needed a place to stay. I needed help with bills. Um, we were both sitting on the couch just talking because we sit here and talk like you and I do, about
Mhm.
paranormal stuff and whatnot. And I was keeping. This was after Shannon left, my last wife, and I was keeping her dog for her because she had no place to keep her dog. And all of a sudden, that dog was in the kitchen and started growling like I've never heard it growl before. And all of a sudden, he comes around and peeks around the kitchen door. We're sitting in the living room. We're looking out through the dining room, and it had a human face. I saw it. She saw it. I was about to say something, and she's like, "What the is that? What is going on? Do you see that?" I'm like, "Yep, I do." One of my past team members that we removed from the team, very strong individual, very knowledgeable individual, was using the dog to spy. So I went over and I ripped her out of that dog, took her outside, slammed her on the concrete, and said no. All of a sudden, the dog was okay, happy go lucky. Um, but it is the thing, people can hijack other people, and then you get into doppelgangers. There are several different kind of entities that can mimic you, mimic your loved ones, your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. And that makes it very difficult because you'll have a conversation with them, but they're not home.
But there, yeah.
And then they walk through the door. I'm like, I was just talking to you. No, you weren't. I just got home. No, we were just in the kitchen. Quit lying to me. No, I just pulled in the driveway. Car's still hot.
I just got here. And I've done that. I've had a conversation with somebody and swore up and down I had that conversation with somebody, and that person just looks at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, okay, I know what's going on here. Let me tell you. You know, um, that's interesting. Maybe we should that might be the topic for tonight is protecting our energy. And I know that I have her permission to speak about this, but my other half, Adrian, um, my bestie, we went through something really well. We went through something god awful together, and we worked with some really bad people. And I called these bad people out on what they were doing
Mhm.
because I don't really put up with any of it, right? I would notice that I'd be on the phone with her and she wouldn't sound normal. She wouldn't sound like herself. And I'd be like, God, there's just something wrong. There's just something up. There's something wrong. And the people that we worked with were pretty strong individuals. So her and I have to go on an emergency road trip. I picked her up, called her basically on my way. Hey, I need you for this. You're coming with me because I need to know that I'm going to be okay after we do this.
Mhm.
Jesse gets us a hotel room, which, when you paranormal investigate, always have somebody that you bunk with that knows you. That is so important. If you've got to stay over at somebody or stay the night at a house or a hotel or anything, make sure you have somebody who knows you.
And use the buddy system. Don't investigate singly. Don't
No,
go up in the basement by yourself to do, a live by yourself. Buddy system.
See, and I'm bad because I follow the energy and I shut down. Like we were talking about the paranormal, 10 Commandments, on another show. But and I love that. And then one of the 10 Commandments is don't go paranormal investigating by yourself. Always use. And Jeremy and I were like,
get their bet.
I always go off on my own just because I follow the energy. If I'm on an investigation, there's a reason why I'm there, and that reason takes over. So I am the medium.
Been there too.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I have been there too.
So I have to literally have somebody with a leash.
I've also seen people go off into a separate room by themselves and pick up a doll I told them not to touch and sit at a piano that I told them not to sit at and play it like I told them not to play it. And we had to get them out of the investigation, out of the residence, across the street, off property, hugging a tree in order to remove an entity that had hijacked because it was not her. So you really need to know your fellow investigators' speech patterns, tones, mannerisms, thought patterns, how they walk, how they
walk. That's the walk. Everything. I will notice somebody's gait being off. Okay, let's answer this question, then I'll explain what happened to Adrian and I in the hotel room.
Okay. A tulpa, it's similar, but not, and I'll explain that. A tulpa is something you manufacture from past trauma. You're putting all that negative energy into that entity. A doppelganger is a separate entity that already exists that invades your home and attempts to cause division by mimicking you or other people that you know. They can do that voice-wise. They can do that physical-wise. You're looking at the entity, but it looks like someone you know, sounds like someone you know. And a lot of times they can mimic very well. Again, know your partner's mannerisms and speech patterns. It's very important, but they're two separate kind of things.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Adrian and I, we get up to Wisconsin, and it was one hell of a drive, let me tell you. Oof, driving with that girl. I'm a good driver, knock on wood. We had a snowstorm. I ended up telling her, either you take 2 gummies and shut up, or you can walk the rest of the way. We're in Wisconsin back roads. There are no hotels. It's all small town, and we're just going to get where we're going to get. And you're just going to have to trust me, right? There was like a 45 car pileup, no joke, 45 car pileup from the border of Wisconsin and Illinois on the other side. And I mean, we were just, it was bad news. Bad news bears, I'm telling you. So we get to the hotel room and everything's great the first night. Next day, I have to go do one of the hardest things and talk about knowing somebody. I had to go knock on somebody's door and I had to go evaluate them.
Yeah.
Face to face. I hadn't seen this person in years. I knew it had gotten bad. I was getting phone calls left and right. I get done doing this. Adrian and I go hang out with my kids and the grandkids. We had a good time that day. We get back to the hotel room that night. We're talking about everything that happened with this other individual I had to go check on. Adrian is talking to me, and we had a suite. So, in the suites, you walk in, you have, yeah, it was sweet. Jesse had a whole bunch of hotel points because he works on the road. And we spoil ourselves. Adrian and I do off of his points. Thank you, honey.
Sharing is caring.
Right. So we walk past the bathroom and it has the big mirror. And I noticed something weird in the mirror. And I noticed that Adrian's not walking like Adrian walks. And I noticed that Adrian's not sounding the way that she should sound. Well, you have the bedroom right here, but then you have another full length mirror. And she walked by that mirror. And instead of having her blondish gray hair, it was dark brown in the mirror.
Something so simple.
And I'm going, oh, are you kidding me? And I got mad because I knew exactly who it was. And I went, Adrian, stop. Just stop. And she stopped and she looked at me and I whipped her around. I said, I want you to look in that mirror. I want you to look in that mirror and I want you to rock side to side. And she started rocking side to side and I started doing energy work. And sure as shit, that person's face came straight up in the mirror, just like this.
Yeah.
And I went, you need to leave. Because it was literally watching us through her eyes.
Yes.
And that is something that does happen, that people, if you feel like something's not right, you know, that especially if you've worked with negative people, you feel like somebody's attacking you, you feel like something's just not right, they can use your energy and they can be looking through your eyes. Mm-hmm. And it's absolutely terrifying.
It really is.
But yeah, no, like I got rid of her as fast as I could. We now have code words. We check in with each other.
Safe word.
Yeah, we have safe things, you know, that we say in a safe energetic circle when it's just her and I. So there are certain things, safeguards that we've put in for each other because of my past.
Mm-hmm. Because that entity or that person that's using your energy isn't going to know that safe word.
Right.
So if you can't answer when you're asked for your safe word, the other knows there's an issue.
I know.
And I got to change my safe word because the safe word I chose, we all choose fruit, but the one I chose evidently means something else out there in a different kind of community. So yeah, I need to change my safe word.
It's not pineapple, is it?
I like pineapple. We all chose a fruit. You know, the same thing. We all chose fruit. So I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
I know.
1 second. Hang on. Years ago, people would swear up and down I was seen multiple times over while at work or sleeping. Okay. We can also have physical doppelgangers in the world. Okay. I used to live in Beatrice, Nebraska here. It's about 15 miles to the north. And there were 2 doppelgangers of me that would get me in trouble quite often because I'd be at home with the kids while the wife was at work, and she'd get phone calls that I was at the bar with some chick. No, I was at home with the kids. But try convincing your... Yeah. Finally, we were out and about, and the guy walked into the same venue that we were in, and she took one look at him and one look at me. I said, "See,
that's not me."
I'm watching. Me and Shannon, my last wife, we were watching. She loved these true crime shows, and kind of scared me a little. Anyway, they're talking about some town, and there's this guy leaning up against the wall. You know, he's got a bottle in a paper bag, and he's kind of leaning up against the wall, you know, like this, holding the bottle. We had to rewind it like 15 times so that I could convince her I was not in that town. And I had to actually convince myself that that was not me. That is how much this person looked like me. There's an actor. I can't remember his name. At certain angles, we're twins. It is crazy. It's crazy. So be very careful.
Yeah, doppelgangers or something else. I am never me though. I'm always somebody else. I am. Oh,
Yeah, it's different.
who is the chick off of 21 Dresses? Grey's Anatomy. I'm sure somebody in the crowd will know. When I was younger, I looked so much like her that I was pregnant, going to get married, and I got my hair done for free because this woman swore I was her. Swore. And a couple of years before that, I was in San Diego and I was going to a military ball. And people literally were stopping me on the streets asking me for her autograph. And I'm looking at them going, what?
Yeah.
No, no. God, what is Shirley? I can't think of her name now. It just
Um,
escapes me. Probably because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Lisa saw one of my doppelgangers in Florida riding a bike, and Renee has seen her and her old man have seen several of them. They send me pictures of them. They walked into a restaurant in the state they live in and got excited because they saw me. Oh wait, it's not him.
But no, protecting your energy is a huge thing. And, on investigations, working with energy, being part of a paranormal team, you want that specific person. And it's not your favorite person, right? It's not like you're picking favorites. Well, I don't know. Adrian's my favorite.
Well, yeah, you marked her.
Okay, everybody, I peed on her.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Not literally, but energetically. I was walked into
Mark the territory.
I marked my territory. Never met this woman before in my life. I walk into a bar.
This lady walks into a bar.
Right. No, there was an investigation that took place the night before at this bar, and a lot of bad stuff happened.
Yes.
And so, being related to somebody, the person that owns the bar, I got called in and I saw Adrian, and I looked at Adrian, and to protect her, I went, I am peeing on you head to toe, all over. You were mine. You were going to be my best friend. You don't know it yet, but I know it. Nothing's going to touch you. Nothing. And I was like talking to all the energy in the room. I was talking to everybody in the room. And here we are, how many years later, matching tattoos. She's going to be the woman that lives in the house with me. We're going to be the crazy old witches that have all the herb reefs and everything else that the kids, are scared of. We're going to be, the crazy women. And speaking of the devil, here she is. But with investigations, hi, honey. With investigations, she is my partner, and that's a lot of the reason why is because I need to know if something's taking over my energy, or if something that we're dealing with isn't done dealing with me, if that makes sense. I may be done dealing with it, but it may not be done dealing with me. Or if I have leftover residue, and same with her. It's always that counterbalance. So we always share a room together. She knows my sleeping patterns. I know hers and her fan. She's one of those that brings a fan with her everywhere she goes.
It's the emotional support background noise. I have a fan in my room. Even if I got to put an extra blanket on the bed, that fan is running when I'm sleeping. It is a trauma response to all of the bumps and noises and everything else that have plagued me throughout my life since I was 6 years old.
With her,
the radio.
I don't know why. I could accept that. With her, I don't know what her. If not, I will buy it there. That is a true statement. That is a true 110% statement. I have seen her do it. I need a Family Dollar.
I have a fan in my guest room just in case somebody needs emotional support background noise.
Adrian just doesn't want to hear me talk in my sleep.
My team, we went on a practice run once, just to practice our skills, EVP, reading, whatnot. We chose a fairly safe public venue. And we walk in, you walk through the house, and then there's stairs that go up to the second floor, or you can go just around the corner into the office. So me and two other investigators went in, and we all talked about going right upstairs and setting the equipment up. So, Michelle's in front of me, I'm in the middle, and, there's an investigator behind me, and we start going up the stairs. We get about halfway up. I make sure, I look behind me because I can see Michelle in front of me. I look behind me to make sure the other investigator is, coming. And she was there. I could hear her footsteps, talking. Guess what? It wasn't the investigator. The investigator was in the office putting her stuff away before she came upstairs to help set up the equipment. We got upstairs, and the investigator wasn't quite talking right. And, where are you at? I'm in the office. Like, no, you're in front of me. No, I'm not. I'm in the office. Took a picture, sent it to me. Like, yeah, we're going to come down there right now. And all of a sudden, entity went.
Oh, the first one that Adrian and I did as a team, we went to a temple. And I'm not going to mention which temple, but we went to a temple, and 8,000 square feet, no joke. Like, it's the biggest one in the United States. So if anybody knows anything about temples in the United States, it's the biggest one. It's in the center of the United States. It's on all these really, really cool ley lines. But there was something in the basement. Now, let me explain the way that this works. It is a sub-basement. So you can walk into the basement, and then there's another basement underneath of it, okay?
Just like Hell's basement. People don't understand that Hell has a
sub-basement. And I'm down there, and I swear, I am just up and down swearing, and I know something's wrong, that Adrian's right there, and I know it's not Adrian. And I'm like, God, I know you're not Adrian. I know you're not Adrian. I'm like, you know what? You just need to leave. You need to get gone. And when I called it out, it was gone. But it happened a couple more times. And I think it's interesting.
Yes.
It's interesting how entities will take over your teammates and show themselves. Is it them wanting to eavesdrop in on what you're going to do? Is it them being malicious? Is it them being curious? Is it
division?
Yeah.
So they can feed. There's a very interesting one I came across. The very first one, didn't know what it was, didn't know how to handle it, but it was a doppelganger. The hair standing up, and I couldn't see its true form. I could only see what it was portraying itself to be, and I knew it wasn't who it was pretending to be because I had just left who it was pretending to be in the other room. So I grabbed it.
Mm-hmm.
And every fear that I have ever had in my life flashed in front of me. And I let go and jumped back. So I called Steve. Okay, Steve, this is what happened. How do I get myself to be able to be strong enough to handle this entity? face fears. So I did.
Yep.
And that's when I figured out being alone was one of the biggest fears. So
Each one a period.
it helped me learn about myself. But this thing, when I finally went back and I grabbed it and I didn't let go, and it's like it reverted to its natural form. It had like a salamander head, just rows and rows of razor sharp teeth. It looked like it was put together with 10,000 different kinds of insects. And I took it outside and I asked what to do with it. Take it out. I heard take it out. Okay. So I grabbed the head and the neck and I just squeezed and put in pressure and more light. And all of a sudden it went poof, like a boom pops. And all this black carbon dust just went back into the ground. And then a couple butterflies flew off. That was the good. The butterflies were the good that it stole from these people that was imitating. The black carbon dust was all the negativity that is collected and eaten, and it went back to the earth in order to be recycled, transmuted into something better. But I've ran into several of those, but I did the homework in order to how to learn how to handle that entity. Because if you try to handle something that you don't know about, you can do some real damage, not only to you, but also to the clients.
See, and that'll be my next thing is with investigations. I have seen something similar. And so when you have a paranormal group and you have a paranormal team, you go do the whole, say like Waverly. Waverly's the first one that comes to mind, right? You want to be a paranormal investigator, you go to your paranormal investigation hotspots and everything else. But what you have to be careful is what you leave behind, what you may open up, what other people open up, what other people bring. That drives me crazy. See, I won't go to places like that. Well, I can't say I won't, because the two major investigations that I've been on, I've gone to them, but there's been a purpose and a reason why I've gone to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like this last big one, a couple years ago, 9 times out of 10, if there's a paranormal investigation, I won't tell you that I'm going unless it's needed. So I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll see if I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I come up with 99.99% of excuses on why not to go. But there are some.
Those public ones.
Yes. There are some, like this, Adrian told me this last one, you need to go. And I'm not telling you why. Okay. Now you got me hooked. Shit. Now I know I have to go. Because now I know I'm needed for something. And it was a big place that, investigations happened and everything else. There's no longer any investigations that are happening there at this location. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think the last one happened a couple of weeks ago. It turned over new hands. Very historic place, very religious place. And there was something that took place there that was nasty. Really nasty. So we went, and I have to decipher through all of that effing energy.
You got 30 people packed into this place to investigate.
Yep.
You don't know exactly what's in the venue. You don't know what these people are bringing with them. You don't know if they're energy vamps. You don't know this. You don't know that. So you are in everybody's energy, along with the energy of the entities that are there and the energy of the venue itself, because the venue holds energy from past people that have lived there, whatever. So you are vulnerable at that time, and you have to be very careful.
Mm-hmm. Don't
take anything home. When you leave, nothing is allowed to follow me home.
That's the grounding. Right. And that is, let's go back to the last show we had with the grounding. Because I'm a control freak. If I'm in an investigation, I am a control freak. I have to be, because I
I-
need to protect myself.
Yeah, and others.
Yeah. And I'm not going to let anything happen to any one of my teammates. So that goes back to the grounding that we talked about a couple weeks ago, right? I
Mhm.
make everybody stand in a circle that is with that group. We ground, so then I know their energy. They know my energy. I know who's negative. I know who bring what. I know who's going to do. I know the ins and outs, right? Because everything is revealed in that grounding to the medium, right? It is revealed. You are. There ain't nothing you can hide from me, and don't worry about it because I ain't going to judge you, right? But I just need to know going in.
Mhm. We,
Um,
we need to know what's going on.
Yep.
We need all information, whether it's embarrassing or not. We need to know everything that has happened, everything about you, what medications you're on, any psychosis you have. Just because you have a psychosis doesn't mean you're crazy. It means you're human, and that psychosis might be coming from a haunting. So the more information we can get about you and the venue and everything else, the more we can help.
So I'll go. I went into this investigation, and by the time I was like halfway there, I already knew. I already knew.
Knew she was there. That's why I said hi. I knew she was there.
Yeah, she's sneaking around.
My nose going.
I'm gonna play video games quiet.
Do it.
She's gonna play video games quietly, right? And that's why you have to be comfortable with your team.
Yeah.
And so we had a couple of new people, and they ended up being like family to me and to everybody afterwards. I already knew, and Adrian will tell you, I'm on my way, we're driving, and I turn around, look at her, and I go, oh, I already know why I'm being called in. And it was a very weird set of circumstances, because there was something that was supposed to be there that's negative.
Mhm.
But sometimes negative entities need to be somewhere.
They are not bound to a property. If they are, it's from a curse or something like that. But if they're bored, they can go next door. They can go walking downtown. I got people, not so much anymore because I've helped a lot of them, but I used to have people knocking on my boundary all the time. They would be attached to a building downtown. That's where they hung out. But they'd come to my house and knock on my boundary and say, "Hey, I need help." I'd have 20 of them out there. Renee's seen it. It's like, I can't tonight. Figure out who needs it the most, one at a time. One at a time. Unless everybody, if there's 20 spirits outside of your property, all needing help, unless they are needing help from the same thing, one at a time.
Mm-hmm. So we get to this location, and I've got to sort through what everybody's done at this location. And I tell you what, there's doorways that were open that shouldn't have been open, like at any location.
Have other teams attempted to help you? What did they do? What did they say? What were their qualifications? We need all that information. Because when somebody goes into your home before we go into your home, and they put quart jars of eyeballs into your closet, multiple quart jars of eyeballs into different parts of your home, there's an issue. Just saying. So we need to know why they did that, and we didn't know why they never came back to get them. And that may explain why nothing grows on your property.
Yep.
Why your fruit rots as soon as you bring it in the home. Yeah.
But I going through and sorting through everything that everybody's done at these venues is rough. I'm
Sure.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good, because whatever I'm going to, How do I? I'm going to just sound cocky. I really don't give a shit. I sorry, Keith. I have a right to be cocky, though. In this,
I love you, but that's twice tonight.
twice. Third time will be the charm. But as we were driving to this location, I already knew why I was going to be there. That thing started to shake in its roots, we'll say, and I connected to it, and it was like, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hunt you down, and you will do what I tell you to do. You know, like this isn't gonna be a game.
I will see them on the way, and I will be talking to them on the way.
Yep. And then I turn around, and I looked at certain teammates that came with us, and I said, "You need to make sure that you know where I am at all times, because it's gonna come after you for this reason."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that pisses me off, Renee, because you know what? If I'm going to a location, guaranteed, I'm going to clear that location. It is my job. That this is not something that is a hobby, right?
No.
This is my job.
This
I
is
was
serious.
given these gifts. They're my God-given abilities, and energy that is displaced and not supposed to be there needs to fucking leave.
Yeah,
I don't care if the person doesn't want it to go away. It has to go away.
This is why I don't go on public investigations anymore.
Right.
Some of them you have to sign a waiver saying you won't. I mean, how can they prove it? But if all of us, you go on an investigation and all of a sudden their hauntings stop as soon as you go on the investigation, what are they going to do? Try to sue me? How are you going to prove that in court? But I also know that through helping Christy, with her building that she used to have downtown, these locations need revenue in order to upkeep and restore. I get that. And if you don't have hauntings, you won't have that revenue coming in. I understand that also. But when I got a 6-year-old little girl sitting on my lap in a basement of an abandoned building asking for help because she's lost, you better believe. Just saying.
Do you have that spirit permission?
That I didn't even know. What's that?
See, and I'm very much so like this. If I look at those places, do you have that spirit's permission? Let's talk about HIPAA. Let's talk about the spirit's rights.
I like that.
Do you have that permission from that spirit to literally what do you want to call expose them, taunt them, traumatize them, use them, exploit? Do you have the right to exploit that spirit's?
Preach it.
That's if I am a spirit, you better be asking me, do I have your permission?
Asking permission and respect is so huge.
Huge. They were once human beings.
And they still are.
And they still are.
If they have not crossed, they are still human beings. Now, they can be if they were an asshole as a human, they may be an asshole in death. But they also might have seen their ways weren't quite right, and they're trying to make amends, and they have a message that they need to get to somebody. And as soon as you give that message to that person, they can go. Because they don't themselves.
Yeah, and don't go into these locations and go, demon, 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 demon.
Oh, God.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, big guy out back is laughing right now.
Okay. That pisses me off.
Just because something looks big and scary and nasty doesn't mean it is. For the psychics and readers and everything out there, if you look in my backyard, you're gonna go, what the is that? That's big guy. He guards the Fae.
It's like
He's-
Reapers.
He used to attack my ass. Well, not my ass, but every time I walk out in the backyard,
Pineapple.
I can't take you anywhere. But
You're gonna take it out the back door.
and that's how we get to the big guy. Just and he's fucking rolling. He likes you. Okay. How the big guy came to be was years, decades, centuries ago. My family come from Germany, and one of my ancestors killed a Fae, and so the other Fae placed a blood curse on my family, so that the firstborn male of every generation got a protector, not a protector of the male, a protector of the Fae. So anytime you got near a Fae, you would get hit, you would get attacked. During the cleansing, I made a protection jar, and some of you may know what those are. You know, your DNA is in that protection jar. It's kind of a, hey, I'm over here, and
Protection jar is a shit mess.
it catches
It's
said
a cluster
entity,
of things.
and I buried it for 6 months, and then I'm like, you know what? Everything's good here. Let's go have a talk with this monk. So I dug it up, and we had a talk. And like, look, I didn't do that. I am helped. I welcome the Fae. I like the Fae. I see the walking stick in the backyard. I have visually seen it. You know, the ent, from Lord of the Rings, the tree. Yeah, I got one in the backyard. Don't wanna
It's the
believe-
dark part of Germany, right?
What's that?
Is it the Black Forest? Is the Black Forest in Germany?
There is a town called Ottersburg. That is where my family is from.
Right, but what forest is it in Germany? Renee, is that forest in Germany?
I don't know, but I was able to explain to this, and I printed out pictures of what it looked like, and it looks like a demon, but it ain't. It is a protector, and now it helps to protect me, the Fae, the property, because we were able to discuss things. Hey, I'll let you out if you sit here and talk with me, because I didn't do that. I
Well,
want to protect them. You want to protect them. Let's make a deal. Okay. Cool. And we've been buds ever since. And he gives me shit all the fucking time. All the time.
well, and that brings me to my next thing, possessions. Right? So
Everything.
Let me
You walk
tell you-
into everything.
walked into. You know those fields in Hawaii that we used to live next to?
Yes.
The night that or the day that I met Adrian, we'll just say that some possessions had taken place. And I asked, I said, do you want this removed? You know, do you want to be this for the rest of your life? Because if this is going to be the consequences.
People have choices.
So, yeah, people have choices, and unfortunately, they all chose to keep what they allowed in because they
You
were
have to.
willing participants.
Yeah. You have to want the help in order
You
to
have to want
accept the help. And
Yep.
then you have to do the work to keep the help.
Very few times have I seen a case in possessions. Well, possessions are not as popular, just like demons. You know,
I'm one of a demon.
you're waiting for a word. You were
No,
I got it down.
oh, okay.
Son of a.
I'm a demon.
She's something else.
As soon as you said that, I knew it. She's my little demon.
She's so perfect.
Just saying. She is my little demon.
So, very few times is somebody truly possessed. Very few times is somebody really being affected by a demon.
It's
Then we
normally. Go ahead.
And then we have to look at, did they know what they were doing?
Even an attachment can appear to be a possession because attachments can persuade your behavior.
Right.
And there's minor attachments. So and so adjusting your energy so that you're on their level. That's in a way that's an attachment. You're vibing high and they're trying to bring you down to their level. That can be an attachment. Energy vamp. You're standing in the store in the checkout line, somebody just keeps talking to you, and you just get drained and drained and drained, and they get hyper. That's an energy vamp. That can be an attachment. A spirit that uses you as battery, or a team that uses you as a battery. Yeah, I said that. And that just kind of slipped out. Anyway,
Hold on, somebody had peaches. Say peaches.
peaches? I like peaches.
No, and that's true. And in my case, family.
Yeah.
Family that wanted what I possess, that I have, that wanted me to go one way and I didn't. I went another way. Sending attachments, sending entities, sending beings, I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst kind of betrayal is your own flesh and blood.
I have ran into two. Let me make sure I'm telling the truth here. 2, possibly 3 full-blown possessions. One was mine. One was somebody else's, if they choose to speak about it. And one was borderline. I'm not sure if it was actually. If it wasn't a possession, it was a severe attachment.
Right, and attachments can become possessions.
Yes, absolutely.
They can stitch themselves into you.
I gotta tell these words because Spirit's telling me. If you don't keep your home clean, cleansed energetically
and physically,
the negativity can build up to the point where it becomes its own entity. And then that can become an attachment, which can eventually become a possession. And usually a possession comes from some kind of vice.
Yep.
When I was 6 years old, my vice was I didn't want to be alone. And all of a sudden I was left alone after having a very traumatic first paranormal experience. And I hear a voice that said, "You don't have to be alone." I don't? Nope, you don't. Okay. And it was that quick. Gambling, addictions, that's vice. But vice can also be not wanting to be alone. Food, habits. Even if they're healthy habits, it's still a vice. So you gotta watch that.
I was very fortunate. I mean, we've sat down, we've discussed on the show before, the age of 6, traumatic things happen at the age of 6, and it's a pattern.
Yeah.
I will have to say that I had something traumatic happen to me at the age of 6. I'm very grateful for the elders in my family who made sure that nothing attached. And I was always told, you have a choice. This is probably the choice you should make. When you have a choice, but Janny, this is probably the choice you should make. I always made up my own mind. I always, they gave me the tools, but not everybody's as fortunate as I am.
And
But
some of us are stubborn mother.
right. But then again, look at how long it took me to come to the conclusion of what was happening to me.
49 years.
40.
Now,
When
wait,
you,
hang on. Because I think Renee's going to come up with a 3. Okay, we got 6. That's when things happen. 9 years in between. Okay, there's a 6 and the 9. Where's the 3? 369. Tesla said, if you know about 369, you'll control the universe.
right? Don't do numbers. It don't matter.
1, 2, 3.
I know
Renee.
my 1, 2, and my 3. That's the only one I know.
There's our 3 right there.
No, it took me forever to come to the conclusion that there was something wrong.
Yeah.
There was also a lot hidden from me. So it wasn't like I was on the forefront. I was told that the truth would hurt me more than the lie.
Not true.
And so therefore the truth was never told to me until later in my life. And then when I did figure it out, I put stop to it. It was no, I don't want this. I'm not going to be you.
I'm going to say this again. I am so proud of you. I don't know how to explain.
I owe a lot to you. I owe a lot to Adrian. I owe a lot to Jesse for standing by my side and helping me get rid of
Soul Tribe.
Yeah, for helping me get rid of it all because it was bad. I mean, I can honestly sit down and say that I'll be honest with you. I was so physically sick. I was so mentally sick. I was so tired. I was so drained that I literally do not know if I would be sitting here today. I don't know if I would have had the energy to have my life-changing surgery. I don't know.
You're very similar to me because if I would tell somebody my actual story, they would think I needed mental help and I was crazy and nuts and making things up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's my life.
Where I, on the other hand, the doors were shut.
But when we were introduced, I had already been through it. So I sat down and I listened to everything. And then I looked and then I called you back. Let's talk about this again. And I watched and I felt and I listened. Oh, she's telling the truth. And so I helped. Because I knew where you were because I'd been there. Not in the exact situation, but in a similar situation.
It's scary when you go to people in the field and you watch these people help other people. And you're like, okay, maybe they can help me. And then the door gets slammed. Nope. Mm-hmm. Can't help you. And it's not because they didn't believe me. They couldn't accept that somebody would be this downright mean, this downright cruel, have the abilities and the resources to do what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and you go to, I'm going to put it, the church, even though it wasn't the church. But then you have people going, no, I know you're telling the truth, but I can't help you. I'm sorry. I know that you're telling the truth. I'm sorry. I can't help you. No, I can't help you with this. And I can't help you with that. You're just going to have to figure it out on your own. How?
And I get that, but that's also okay. Because if they don't know how to help you and they try to help you, it could really things up. So it is okay.
It was, I can't. Not that I don't have the ability
Explain
to
why.
help you, but why don't you explain to me why you can't help me?
That. Give an explanation.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't have the knowledge to deal with what is afflicting you. Okay, cool. Do you know somebody that might? Communication.
Right. And
Don't just run. And see, I'm having a hard time right now because last night I had to tell a client that right now, I said right now, I don't feel that we can help you anymore.
okay, tally mark me.
Do it. Do it. We've been trying to help this person for quite some time, and we have helped. But again, it's an over and over and over and over. And when you give specific instructions to say, okay, this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to do it. Hi, Thor. Oh, there we go. There's Thor. Hey, buddy. How you doing? But they don't do what you ask them to do, and then they wonder why they're still having issues. Um, and when it goes on for a couple of years, maybe you want the person to help them. Maybe you planted the seeds. Maybe you helped to water and fertilize those seeds. But maybe somebody else, another team, needs to come in and allow you to grow. Um, Everything happens for a reason. And it's okay to say, hey, I at this time, I don't know how to help you anymore. And maybe they'll find somebody that can. And that's what we're after. We're after this person to find somebody else that can help. And if I think of a person that I think that can help them, I will send them to this person. But at this point in time in my life where I'm at, I don't have I don't have the strength in me to help this person anymore. I've got to take care of myself as well. And my life right now is kind of I'm repeating cycles, but yet they're different. They're in a more positive manner, but I'm at a different layer of that onion. Okay. And I need time to myself also. And when you reach out to me, it's like, okay, what happened? This, and this. Okay, then try this and let me know what happens. And then 6 months goes and I don't hear from you. It's not my job to get to you every day. You need to communicate with me as well.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do what you said you were going to do, I'm assuming that you did what you said you were going to do and it helped because you're not communicating anymore. Okay, cool. You're good. Could I look every day and see where you're at? Yeah, but that is exhausting. Communication.
And that's Adrian. God bless her soul. You know, we because and you know this, Keith, because of my situation, we're continuously looking and we're continuously asking and searching for answers.
Yeah.
And I get really leery with people that go, oh, I know exactly what to do. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
those psychic mediums that can do everything all of the time.
So
Okay.
my first thing is read me. If you can, read me. Because if I don't want you to read me, you're not going to read me. But if you say that you can do what you can do, then you can tell me about me.
And then they tell you to well, go to my website and I have all these readings available for $49.99. No.
Well, and I also have a lot of mediums that don't read me. They won't. They refuse. The second that they go to read me, they no, I'm not touching that. I respect you. And that's all I get is I respect you, and they step away and they walk away from me. I had my aura done once on one of those aura readers.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. And I just completely let down my guard and everything else. And the medium that did it was so pissed off at my results. She no longer speaks to me.
I got called a show off.
That's what I got called.
Okay, my team member is standing beside me, and I've got my hand on the thing. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. There's some green and some purple. Let's add some more purple. And I'm speaking out loud, and I added more purple. I'm like, okay, let's slow down the colors and make them stop swirling. Okay, there we go. Now let's raise the vibration, and everything changed. And let's lower the vibration. Everything changed. And she's like, how the are you doing that? I'm just adjusting my energy and just show off. Like,
It's scientific equipment.
I was practicing.
Yeah.
I was proving to myself that was proof to me that I actually, hair standing up, that I actually could do that because I had self-doubt. But I showed myself, and I've still got a video of it. It's cool. That I actually could raise and lower my vibration as needed. Because when you're working with clients, sometimes you might need to be where they are. And then you can slowly raise them up with you by cycling energy.
Well, and you should be able to do that as an energy worker.
Mhm.
And I always say, your scientific equipment runs off of energy. What do you think I work with?
Yeah.
I work with energy, right? Like
Puppy dog.
my girls just have to be at my boat.
All the time when I'm on the screen with you, there they are.
All the time. But as energy workers, and that's what I call it. I truly believe that it's not mediumship. It's not this. It's not that. Everything is energy.
It's spirit.
You just read energy.
Tesla got his information from the ether, the void.
The void.
Spirit. Not God. Spirit. The light.
There is a
Everything is made
difference
of
between
light.
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Everything is made of light. This desk is made of light. Photons.
Protons.
And
But-
you go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. But if you understand that,
Mhm.
and you understand that energy has no time, no space, it doesn't have. I mean,
No, and science is proving that more and more. All the time. Puppy dog. You get up on her lap.
that's
Jump up on her lap.
I had a friend of mine. Actually, it's the same medium that we were talking about. Her daughter was going through something traumatic, and something that I've been through before. I'm sure everybody knows I've lost my son to suicide, and her daughter was on the verge of losing her life. And I went outside, stuck my feet in the dirt, and I said, I'll be there in a second.
Mhm.
She's in states away. And I said, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, look at the moon now. I
You
said,
really would.
and she's like, you're really here. She's like, I can feel you holding me. And I'm like, I have you. Energy doesn't have, if I say I'm going to be there for you, I will literally put my energy right where you are.
Yeah, just like
And
me.
that's the whole, you can't put on somebody else's shoes. Well, technically, if you work with energy, yes, you can. You can feel everything that person's feeling. You can see everything that person's seeing. I can literally put myself into your shoes and tell you what you need to do, where you've been, etc.,
Hey,
etc.
how you doing message.
Yeah.
We know.
We know.
You, me, Renee, some of the other teammates,
Mhm.
Adrian, we know. We know. We know when the other one's having an issue. And we'll just, hey, how you doing? It's an entry because you might not want to talk. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm here when you need.
So, Adrian, since you're on, can I go ahead and talk about what we talked about with your dream the other night? I'm just going to because I love you.
I can't wait for her next comment.
Right? Like there are
Make
no.
it a good one.
She's pineapple. No. So,
I
when
have got a can of pineapple downstairs on my shelf, and after the show, I'm probably going to go open that can of pineapple.
I have a fresh one sitting on my shelf. So the case that, or not the case, but the friend that I went to go help, in Wisconsin, the case is pretty severe. Yeah, we're swinging now. You sitting in my lap, or am I sitting in yours?
Just a swinging.
But the case that no, I can't even say it's a case. But we went when we went to Wisconsin. I went to go check on this person. This person, the possession. She was happy to see me. The possession was not. Right?
Yeah.
Yet she won't let anything negative about me happen. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, right.
She's never once talked bad about me, right? I know. I saw. I'm not responding. That's why I took a deep breath. But yet, this possession will keep her from contacting me. This possession will keep her that wall up, right?
Yeah.
That block.
Yeah.
Now, Adrian, for some reason, was able to swoop in and be the communicator. And this is something interesting about energy. Adrian hits me up and she goes, I had this dream that I was sitting with Dylan and Derek, which are my two kids. And she goes, they were, this age and this age, roughly. And they were communicating with me telepathically. Like, she was communicating with them basically like, I'm sorry, I can't roughhouse with you guys anymore. You're too big. Mm-hmm. Let me explain. My boys are big boys. They're all over 6'1". They're big. They're not tiny little dudes. I have a 14-year-old that's taller than me right now. So, and I'm 5'10". So, she's talking to me and she's describing this to me, and I pick up the phone and I went, I know exactly what's going on. So-and-so's energy is connecting to you. This is her memory.
Cords.
That cord has been bonded between Adrian and her now. And now she doesn't even have to communicate. She's communicating with her. Yeah. So energy is interesting. And that goes with that goes with creating stuff, right? That goes with creating energy. That goes with, what you put out. Mm-hmm. And how it can get to somebody else. That it's just, and that
what you put out comes back to you.
Right. So I think it's interesting, and I was able to pick up on that. So it was like her message to me saying, I remember. And she used Adrian to do it. So that's another reason why if you are a medium, if you are a part of a paranormal investigation team, to have that deep connection with somebody on the team. Walking through life, you shouldn't walk through it alone, so they can know that you are who you are and not somebody else. Adrian, I explained the whole hotel thing. Just to let you know. But it's also to help with communication sometimes when the other person can't communicate.
Yeah. Sometimes just sitting with someone in silence is golden for that person that just needs somebody to be there. They may not want to talk, but they don't want to be alone, and they need somebody with them. And we can energetically do that. And it's just like we talked about Reiki the other day. Reiki. When I help somebody, sometimes it states away. There's no such thing as distance. I energetically put myself right there with that person. And I help. And sometimes they help me. Because what they're going through is something I missed and need to heal from. It's like, oh, son of a bitch, I'm advising myself. Okay, all right, let's do this. But the, bless you, bless you, bless you.
God bless the auntie because the auntie blesses us. Amen. Um,
Hang on, Renee. Um, I brought this up for a reason tonight, and I wasn't quite sure. I don't know if you can see which one it is.
tell me it's fuck up spray.
It's BBG. Um, be gone. There's somebody watching, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna.
That's my eye.
Well, you're still here, so you're not the bitch.
Well, yeah, and that's a true thing, Adrian. Oh, holy crap. And Renee, yes, I can do that. I do that. I take a certain part of myself and okay, this is going to help this person consistently. And
Even
then,
even the healers need healers.
yes,
Thank you for being my healers,
crap.
Renee, Jan, Adrian. There's others. Same.
The others. No, I'm kidding. But there's others. And that's the other positive side about energy. We started off with, the doppelganger, the possessions, the this, the that, the attachments. The positive side to that is, we can separate ourselves in a positive form to go help somebody else, to go help this, to go do this, to go do that.
Mm.
I detach myself.
You heard me.
Yeah.
Spirit just said, "Don't forget about this," and you heard that.
I detach myself. I detach myself to go check on Adrian. I go detach myself. Okay, those of us that are mothers, we have this stem cell with this energy connection in our necks to each one of our kids, whether we gave birth to them or not, whether it was a live birth or, a miscarriage or whatnot. We have that stem cell.
Yeah.
We can use that stem cell as an energy marker in our children to go check on our children. I know when my children are in trouble.
Yeah.
I know when Adrian's in trouble. She might be on an investigation without me, but I'll know. My energy will know, and my energy will go there.
Yep.
And that's detaching.
Mm-hmm.
I know when Keith is having a rough time. I know, I know. So I detach to go check on those people.
Yeah.
To
And
go offer that spiritual support.
and if you need support, it's okay to reach out to that person that you want support from, but say, hey, do you have a minute? Do you have the energy? Can I vent?
Oh, I have to ask her permission.
No, you don't have to, but it's just, I'm just letting everybody know. It's, can't think of the word, but do you need to vent? Do you need advice? Do you need to ask a question? Did I do the right thing? Intention. What's your intention? I'm having a really rough time with what I'm dealing with right now. Can I call? Can I talk? Yeah. Or I got this going right now. Can you give me a half hour?
Or just call.
But just cords also. Cords. It is okay to cut cords from everybody you know and sit in your Scorpio cave or whatever sign you are and learn about yourself and what's bothering you. because those cords can always be reattached. Thing is, those of us energetically connected realize when that cord's cut and we're like, what's up? What's going on? I just need a minute. Okay, cool.
And don't ever cut a cord. Pluck it.
Pull it. Pull it. It's got roots.
Pluck it.
If you cut it, those roots are still there. What happens when you cut a tree down? There's still roots. It grows back. Okay.
It's liken it to your hair. Oh, your finger now. It'll grow back.
Pick out that cord that you don't want anymore. Grab a hold of it and pull it out and give it back to the universe. Thank you for that lesson. I don't need that right now.
Can you get this one right here and this one right here and this one right here? No, I'm kidding.
I was going to pluck it.
Hey, I plucked before the show. Leave my beard alone. I'm trying to catch up with Jesse. No, and those of us that are detached, it takes a while to learn how to attach, and that's trust. And it's not trust in the other person, it's trust in yourself.
So,
You know, you have to trust yourself. You know, you have to trust your gut. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust in your movements. And sometimes you just, like Chris and I have talked about, you just got to make a choice. Shit or get off the pot.
more
Because if you
communication.
continue to sit there, your intestines are going to fall out. You're going to get hemorrhoids. So for those of you men that are still watching, get off the toilet and stop your scrolling. I got you, Keith.
I love you, girl.
Tux, baby, tux. That's what I'm going to be sending you.
Oh, you would too.
I would. You know, and being detached, that's a scary it's a scary scary place to be, because that's when he just went in there. I'll see him in Zach. I'll call Zach out too. Being detached is scary because that's when things can come in. That's when things can happen. That's when things can be created. That's when your energy can work against you. And if you have something that's following you.
But it's also when you can learn about yourself. If you allow yourself to learn about yourself. If you look in the mirror and admit, okay, you know what? There was this big situation and I did this. And then I blamed somebody else so that I wouldn't get in trouble. Okay, that's not right. That's not right. I used to do it all the time. What? What you pointing
Never
at?
my fault. You see this comment? That's the person whose fault it is.
I am the common denominator in every relationship that I have ever done. Okay? I did things. I blamed others. I blamed my partner for what I did. I did. I can admit that to myself now because I've forgiven myself for it, because I've learned from it. I've been on both sides of a lot of different things. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a big thing. If you do the God side of things, right? One of the hardest things to do is your first confession. One of the hardest things you have to do every week is confession. You have to confess out loud to somebody.
Mine was to myself
You know what I'm saying?
and to spirit.
Right.
I didn't go to church. I went to the lake after I looked in my mirror in the bathroom, not at myself, but into myself and through myself.
But not everybody can do that. Not everybody understands that. So that's why I believe that for most people,
it takes strength.
It takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of strength to also go admit it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's once you say it out loud, you have to acknowledge it, right?
Because your voice comes out of your mouth. It is vibration. That is energy.
Energy.
Comes around, goes into your ears. Then it goes into your brain. Not only into your brain, but also into your both your conscious and your subconscious. So even when you're conscious and trying to still deny it, your subconscious is working on it 24/7 because your subconscious never sleeps.
So
Why
I
are you
find
having these bad dreams about all this past stuff? Because you're supposed to be working through it,
through it.
supposed to be forgiving yourself. But you have to understand what you did in order, also accept, in order to forgive yourself. And you are the most important person that you
To forgive.
ever need to forgive. And you can also forgive this person over here that did these bad things to you. Forgive them. Not for them, but for your peace. You don't have to invite them back into your life. But you can forgive them and have peace.
We're gonna have to pull Adrian on the show one of these days because this is something that her and I've worked through.
We can do that.
I literally I'll pull her in a car
Yes.
and she can't get away. And that's when I start hammering in on her. Poor thing. Road trips come along, it's like, okay, we're gonna talk some truth. But here's the thing is
Renee, sometime we're out in the truck at night. Should we stop and knock on Adrian's door? Just saying. She would freak. What the hell is going on?
yeah, the feeling of unworthiness, and that's what I was gonna get to. So with Adrian,
We got to learn. Not unworthy. We got to learn.
right. And that's what I told Adrian. I said, this is a time that you need to learn about yourself. And these are some of the things that you work on. These are some of the things that you need to do. This is why you do what you do. And that's okay because you didn't know it up until now. And I love you regardless of the
Forgive,
choices that you're making.
forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. You're learning your entire life. And you were raised a certain way by certain people. You were influenced during that raising by other people to become this person who you think you needed to be, but who you really need to find is who you needed to become without all of that interference.
Static.
I am slowly becoming the person that I was meant to be instead of the person that I became.
Expected to be. And that's one thing that's where I had to work on, right? I am becoming who I want to be, who I need to be, who I've always known that I am, without the static and without the expectations of being what they wanted me to be and what
Yeah.
they expected me to be.
Yeah, including the entities that affected our lives.
And that is protecting your energy. That is protecting you, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, and accepting yourself and becoming who you need to become for you and who you want to become is part of protecting your energy. That is part, so you don't have that doppelganger, or you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have the attachments. Because then you can turn around and when they do attack and when they do come near you, you can be like, you know what? No, this is my space. This is my energy. This is who I am. I know I am this person. And then, like, okay, that's the checkpoint, right? That's knowing your partner as well. Adrian can come to me or I can go to her and I can be like, you know what? I know that I am acting not like myself. And she said it and I've said it. Okay, I know that something is influencing me. Can you please help me? So,
Yeah, I recently did the same thing to both you and
Yep.
Renee.
Yep.
I recently had a soul shard return that left when I was married to my last wife. And that soul shard came back and said, "What the is going on? Where's Shannon? Why does the house look like this? It had no idea because it had not gone through the fire. It had not gone through the divorce. It had not gone through my healing processes. It got back and like, dude, what are you doing? That's not you. I'm you. Like, no, no, you're not. And we're going to teach you why.
And
So
having that team.
we've been having a learning journey, a teaching journey, but I needed to let you know because that day, that was a rough day for me because I wasn't exactly myself in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
I was very confused as well as it was. But I know where I'm at and I can teach that soul shard. Okay, this is how we did this. This is why we did this. Okay, here's this person. Let's put this person in front of you. Look at this person. Listen to this person. Watch their mannerisms. Let's teach you. And they're like, oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, this is why we're healing. This is why we're growing. So I've had two return. I got one more. I'm not exactly sure when that one left. So that one could be an interesting one. When the first one returned, I invited it back in. I did a ritual on Halloween to invite that soul shard back in. And I woke up the next day and thought I was in the wrong house and wondering where my first wife was and where my kids were. And it was a really confusing 3 days. It really was.
And I'll use an example. If you know you're going to go through something and you want that check at the end of it, somebody, we won't mention who, Adrian. God, that frog in my throat that likes to say, um, it's all positive though. Adrian, she got a hold of me and she goes, "Okay, I'm going to go do X, Y, and Z, and I need you to know that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to open these doors, and I need to make sure I am still me at at the end of this process.
Yeah.
Do you have my back? Of course, I have your back. You let me know what you need, and I'm also going to send my energy with you, and I am going to protect you because I didn't want anything coming back on her and attaching.
Right.
Oh, you little shit. B, B, I don't know, Abby, she goes, and B, uh, not that she knows how I talk.
Did she have that?
Yes, she did. Um, B, I wanted to make sure that she was protected and she
Mhm.
wanted to make sure she was protected. So my energy went right along with her. And that's part of protecting your energy. Build your tribe.
Hmm.
Build your tribe. And it could just be one other person. Someone like Chris. We're going through a journey together, right?
Yeah.
We're learning, we're discovering. We have a tribe, her and I. It's that I will be there to put you in check. I will tell you if something's going on that I don't agree with because I know that this isn't you. It's
When you start doing your soul work and your shadow work, your circle will go from this big to this big. And it's okay. You will lose people. Spirit will pick these people up and remove them from your life. You may not know why. It's okay. You don't need to know why. Spirit knows why. Spirit heard the conversations that this person had behind your back. And
yeah,
said,
eventually you'll figure out why.
no. Eventually, it'll be right here in front of you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I had that moment last night. I had that moment last night sitting on the front porch talking to Jesse, and it's something, that, with my son's death, I've continued to roll it over and try to figure this out, try to figure that out, certain things that happened. And last night it hit me. Spirit finally said, "Okay, here's your answer." And it was not pretty and it was not nice. And I had to take a deep breath. I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry. I didn't get upset. I just said, "Okay, now I understand why Not that I didn't accept everything before, but everything is
You are
much.
ready, grasshopper. You've done the work. You've gained enough strength to have this answer.
I've done the healing. I mean, when certain things happen to you in your life, you just have to suck it up and accept it.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing. I can't bring him back.
Nope.
But I can carry him around and I can still yell at him because he's still heavier than shit. And I have to still clean him. And I still have, he's just a pain in my butt. And that's okay.
He's laughing.
Like the conversation we had before, he's still here. He ain't going nowhere.
No. Okay. I apologize, but give me a tally mark. I'll be right.
But doing that process and that work, it helps you protect your energy. It helps you protect your space. It helps you protect you. And, we talk about, having clean energy, having a clean house, having a clean workspace. I was always taught that the devil likes to hide in the mess. So while you're cleaning, put that positive energy into the home, right? You clean, you sing a song, you dance around, you do this, and you wipe all that off. When you go take a shower, you sing in the shower. There's a reason why we all sing in the shower. And you rinse that negativity off. You rinse that dirt off. You rinse the icky off. And you'll find things that may be attached to you that are hiding that you don't even know. But protecting your energy will help you identify it. Protecting your energy and letting go of things that you can't control. And that's another big thing, with attachments and separating. So we talked about, how something will separate from you and you create a different energy. And I'm all over the place because Keith isn't here. So we talked about how, sometimes you have that negative energy and it can detach from you and you can create a poltergeist. If you do the work, you do the cleaning and everything else, you'll be able to find it. He's back, so he can help me with this.
How did you know?
I can hear you. We talked about a dirty home, right? And I'm talking about things that can hide. And once you start cleaning out your closet, once you start figuring out what's going on, you start cleaning your home, you can find those attachments. You can find that negativity if you have something lingering in your house.
It can be a love letter from a past boyfriend, girlfriend from high school. Been there, done that. Kept it because just in case I ever got back together with that person, hey, look what I kept. I don't need that. I took it out back to the fire pit with a lot of other things. Not out of malice, but out of gratefulness. I released that person. I don't need this anymore. I'm never getting back. I looked at why, and I'm like, I'm never getting back with that person. I don't need this anymore. I release this. Thank you. I release it. I release them. I release them from that energy that I was putting into their life.
I have 3 letters. Well, one is multiple letters in one envelope. One is from somebody who's passed. And another is from somebody who used to be a good friend of mine. Now, I have kept these and I will reread these, and I reread them to remind me of who I am.
Now,
where I came from, and look at how far I came. But those letters, the reason why I kept them is they've kept me grounded all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the person, but the letters. It's a reminder. You are a good person. You have a good heart. When you love fully. these are some of the things that they saw in you, and these are some of the things that you want to keep. And I go back and I read those letters, and I'm so proud of the fact that I am still that person.
Yeah.
I, at the core, have never changed.
Right. Yes, Miss, you can. I have positive memories about things. The house fire allowed me to keep things from my past that my kids made me that should have been destroyed in the fire. I still got it. The important things to me survive. I keep those because they have a meaning, including a sign that says everything's going to be all right. It should have burned up in the fire, but I look at it every day. I know, even though I may be going through hell that day, everything is going to be all right. Tomorrow's a new day. Today may be a bitch, but tomorrow's a new day. Actually, today, Monday, it was a good day. I had a peaceful.
I had a day spent at the ER. Everybody's fine.
Over a Q-tip.
Yeah, it was great.
Just to clarify, because I saw some of mine going south. Q-tip, the cotton may be getting stuck in the ear. Just to clarify.
Yeah. Boys with big ear canals. Lord help me. Yeah, he was just pulled it out, and there's no freaking cotton at the end of that. But don't hold on to everything. Pick and choose.
I held on to everything. All of it's his homework, receipts, this, that, the other thing. And I was starting to go through my home. I started in the basement, going through things, getting rid of stuff I didn't need anymore. And I went floor by floor up to the attic. And then I took a break and I went to the attic and I started working my way down. And Spirit decided I wasn't working fast enough. And I had a house fire. And it all, Spirit helped me. It all just went away, except for what I need. You're going to get a big kiss here in a minute, I bet.
She's going to bark again, is what she's going to do. And I know Adrian's laughing because I pawned off my last dog with her.
Zelda, right?
Yes.
Zelda. What you doing, Zelda? You giving some loves. Oh, there's that big kiss. I knew it. Oh, right in that ear where that cotton tip was. How did I know that was going to happen?
She's a big baby.
Hmm?
She's your typical German Shepherd, everybody. Separation anxiety.
Oh, wait.
We got a scammer.
We got one. We got one. Everybody, ready? 1, 2, 3. Flush.
Things hold energy. And I always say just, I don't know, if you keep everything, it just weighs you down. It's baggage, right? Baggage.
It is.
And I mean, now my first divorce, I lost a lot of things. My second that I'm going through, I grabbed what I could. My kids came into town, and my oldest basically said, "Mom, you're not going back there. You can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
I will go through and I will try to find everything that means everything to you." And I had to entrust in that boy.
Yep.
And I sat an hour and a half away, and I just put myself in the mindset of Dylan knows what is important. And if it's not destroyed, he will bring it home to me. If it's destroyed, I know it's going to stay, because he would rather have the other person deal with it because they did that than to have my heart broken because I had to look at it destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot that I lost, and I had to be okay with that. So now I'm down to a Connex. And in that Connex, I can say, it's our household goods. Everybody, I'm moving eventually. I've been saying this for 2 years. I pre-packed. I live in a construction zone, just like Keith. So it's easier to do everything with everything out of the house.
It is. It really is.
bare minimum. I moved into a fifth wheel. I packed all of my stuff away. Do I miss it? Yeah, I miss my dishes. I got the dollar cheapies right now,
But there's a reason.
but there's a reason, right?
Okay with it.
But the things from my past fit into 2 boxes, maybe 2 boxes. Just as long as I have the pictures that I helped make, just as long as I have the dishes that I helped pick out, and just as long as I have my creepy gnomes.
Okay, my dishes. I have 2 creepy gnomes out front. And Shannon, my wife, actually bought me those gnomes because she knows I like creepy stuff and I like gnomes. It was done out of good intention.
My grandmother and I collected Tom Clark gnomes. So when she passed, I got the Tom Clark gnomes because everybody thought that they were creepy. They're creepy. They're worth a lot of money, and they have a memory behind every single one of them because we went and got them signed, right? So I mean, there's special in more than one way, and eventually Avelina will have the creepy gnomes.
She's gonna love them.
She does.
She will find some really interesting things to do with those gnomes.
Hopefully, she's like her mother and likes to put them in weird places. So
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No. But the more baggage you have, the more attachment you have, and the more attachment you have, the more that weighs you down. The more that weighs you down is more openings for things to attach, more openings for things to detach.
Yeah. Yesterday is heavy. Put it down.
Amen.
Put it down.
Amen. I want that in a sign. Yesterday was heavy. Put it down.
That is a hell of an idea for a t-shirt. Just saying.
And does it matter? If I were to lose everything like you in a fire, I'm not just talking about you, Chris. I'm not calling you out, but if you want me to, I can. But it goes for everything. It's not just stuff. Emotions. I don't know how many times I've gone in to go help somebody, and I have found that the baggage that they carry from everything that happened in the past is weighing them down.
You can attach a memory and emotion to a pen. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
There is a reason. Right. There's a reason why you did that at that time. Okay? That was 20 years ago. Do you still need that? If it's a positive memory, keep it. If it's a negative memory, if it hurt you, you don't need that anymore. So work through the process of why that happened, why you attached that emotion to that pen, ashtray, whatever. Say, okay, now I understand why I did that. Remove that emotion from that item, give it back to spirit, and thank you for that lesson. I don't need this anymore. Thank you for that lesson. Then you can decide what you want to do with that pen. I just dropped it and landed on the floor. See how easy that works? Okay. Because I was actually working through something while I was doing that.
So
need that anymore.
100 years from now, somebody will be living in your home and never knowing who you are.
Nightmares, thanks.
100 years from now, somebody's going to have the stuff that you have, and you're not going to have any say on it anyhow.
Yeah.
And are they going to know who you are? We may keep things for the intent of passing them down and doing this and doing that. But really, at the end of the day, all you're doing is creating baggage for the next person.
What if they don't want it? All of a sudden, they're stuck with something they don't want.
Right.
So if you say something and then say it's your time to pass, and you reach out to this person, hey, I saved this for you.
Is my great great grandchild really going to care about the first time I wrote my name?
Yeah. Do you want it? Ask the question. Accept the answer. I don't have room for it. Okay, cool. Ask the next person. It's okay if they don't want it. They have their reasons. When my grandparents passed, they had an auction, and my grandpa's 22 rifle. That's all I wanted. So when that went up for auction, they started the bids, and the 14-year-old me, I just got in the middle of the circle and I stuck my thumb up and I held it there. You must be the grandson. Yep. Not another bid. Still got it. Okay. But another thing I wanted was my grandma's. She had like a bureau. Didn't get that, but decades later, one of my sister's friends ended up with it. They got to talking, and she was looking to get rid of it. She asked Sheila, "Hey, do you know anybody who wants this?" She's like, "Oh my god, my grandma's." Well, they didn't have a place for it, so she asked my sister and I, "Do either one of you want this?" I let my sister answer first. "No, I don't have room." Okay, cool. "Yes, I want it." And that's one thing that survived the fire, along with a bookcase that my grandpa made for my mom that I still have because it survived the fire, even though it shouldn't. If it's something that truly matters to you, it will last. You will know why. And then when it's time, you will know what to do with it, including memories and emotions.
I have sweaters that my great grandmother made me. I have sweaters that my grandmother made me. I think one of the most important things that I ever got from my grandmother,
Deja vu.
yeah,
Hey, Jason. Um, um, my grandpa's sweater
is that why I said grandpa?
is one of the ugliest sweaters.
That must be why I said grandpa sweater.
Hang on. I gotta show you. I gotta show you.
Oh, he's super excited about this sweater. I like the fact that he knows exactly where it's at. He must wear this thing.
I do.
I love it. I love every second of this. I want to see it. Hurry up. That's not ugly. I would sport that.
I have worn it. In fact,
You
I'm
know what?
leaning up against it. It's not ugly. It's just interesting.
No, you know what's ugly? I love my grandmother, but my grandmother had those polyester suits, the orange ones, the neon green ones. You know what I'm talking about? I ended up with all of her fucking polyester clothes.
The
Do you know
lounge
what I
green
ended up doing?
leisure suit.
I ended up donating all of that to the high school theater club because they used to put on plays based off the time frame that those clothes were worn. And now instead of me wearing them going, am I going to do with this polyester?
They have a purpose.
They have purpose. And I get pictures every once in a while and I just die. Cause some girl sitting in there in her neon green suit with the heels that match, and oh my god, my grandmother's dying somewhere. She is laughing her ass off, going, "Good job, Janny, good job." But and so I mean, I didn't care what they did with them, but they're being used, right? But some of the most important things that I got from my grandmother, I got her paperweights.
I got recipes.
I was gonna say I have recipes. I have my
Recipes
great grandmother's box of recipes, the one I used to go through every day and pick out what we were going to have the next day, right? The coffee cake that we were going to bake. The
chocolate chip cookies grandma used to make.
Yep. So I have all of that stuff that means to me more than anything.
Mhm.
But I also have my great grandmother gave to my grandmother, those old makeup trays. You'd put the brush on them, you put the you put the comb on it, you put the
Yeah.
brush on it, your perfume,
Mhm.
whatnot. I have that, and I have the brushes and everything. And that was something important to me because that was my great grandmother's, and then it was my grandmother's, and now it's mine.
Yeah.
It's nothing big, it's just something little. I don't care how much it's worth, but I still brush my hair with that brush.
Mhm.
When all of my stuff is done and I have my bathroom, all of my stuff will be sitting on that makeup tray. And that's what I'm going to have because as a little girl, that's the only thing I wanted.
There you go.
It's the only thing.
Reason
Yeah.
why you want
Um,
good memories.
it's the energy she put, into brushing my hair with that comb. That comb's 100 years old.
I can feel that love.
Yeah.
I
I
can
brush
feel
my daughter's hair with that comb.
Yeah.
I know that my mother's hair was brushed with that comb. Just little things. So if, I
Yeah.
mean,
And that's
but I
something
also live with the fact that my kids aren't going to have baby pictures of me. I live with the fact that when the my womb donor dies, nothing's coming my way. So I've had to learn how to accept that, and that's okay. It's okay.
you gain strength in order to learn how to do that.
Right.
And that takes courage.
See, and those are things that you keep, right? Like I wish I had the family Bible. Because the family Bible has everybody's name in it, right? We always did the family tree in the front of the family Bible. Great grandpa would always put everybody's name in there when they were born and when they got married. I don't know. I didn't keep a lot.
And that's
I
okay.
didn't keep a lot. And that's okay because I have the memories. But I always thought about it in 100 years. Is somebody really gonna care? In 100 years, is somebody really going to know who I am?
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yes.
in 100
Yes.
years, is somebody going to care about the first time I wrote my name, the first art project that I did? Nobody's going to care. That's things as parents, we care about. Take a picture of it, put it in an album.
That dinosaur picture I painted in 3rd grade that got a blue ribbon at the fair.
I have one picture of my dad and we had a blue and gold macaw. Okay. And I drew a picture of my dad and I drew a picture of the blue and gold macaw. And my hero, that's the only picture that I have. Because for some reason, my dad kept it and he had it framed in his office to remind him that he had somebody that thought the world of him, right? And I wrote a little thing about why he was my hero and whatnot. And he kept that. So I have that. That's it. That's the only art project I have.
I have a T-shirt hanging on my wall downstairs that survived the fire. That says "World's Greatest Dad" or "World's Best Dad." And even though I don't feel that I was at that point in time in their life, they did. So I accept that. There's a reason why that survived. It's to remind me of that point in their lives.
To remind you of the person that you wanted to become.
Yeah. The person I should have become.
Right.
And there are still remnants of the person that I became. Part of that is due to my sign. I'm a Scorpio. Even though I don't like to be alone, I like to be alone. And I know that may be difficult to understand, but I missed out on a lot with my kids because I was working 24/7 to support family. So I missed out on a lot. But evidently I did good. I finally saw that because my kids are awesome individuals. So I did something right somewhere. And I give myself credit for that. I had to finally accept that because I kept kicking my own ass until Spirit said, "But look." And so I did.
I always thought that I wasn't the best mother. I always thought I could do better. I could do better. I could do better. And I tell you what, I look at my boys and they are assholes, and I am so proud of that. Like they're like good wholesome ones, right?
Yeah.
Um, and my ex husband and I talk quite a bit. Um, and he just laughs because every single one of them has one of my personalities. He thought the world was going to end when I had Avelina. He was convinced of it. He's like, "What did you do? Another one? We do not need to know what this personality is going to be like." And when I found out she was a girl, do you think I called my mother first? No, I called my ex-husband while I'm laying on the table, and I'm like, "Hey, guess what? Yeah, buddy, it's a girl. The world's going to come to an end."
She is going to be such a teacher and healer.
She's amazing. Looking through my kids' eyes, though, I can see where I did good.
Yeah.
And they tell me and they remind me, you know, you are yours. That's when you start casing, you start making. We do live a program life up to a certain point. But you always have the choice, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's free will. We always have free will. Like you missed earlier in the show, I chose. I could have gone down one way. I could have been. It could have been the easy path. I could have everything that I ever wanted if I would have just been the yes girl. The okay, I can do that. All right, I'll depend on you for everything. But I chose to become independent.
Yeah.
Not that I'm rebellious. I'm not rebellious. I just chose to be me.
You protect yourself and your energy and your family's energy.
Yeah, yeah. I said no. I don't want that. That is not a gift that I want to receive. That is not who I want to be. And seeing who she is now, I'm so glad that I did that. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I didn't become what she wanted me to be.
That's just like. Give me just a second. I got to think of words. Okay, my last 9-month lesson. I eventually found the strength to stand up for myself because who that person wanted me to be was not me. And I stood up for myself. And after that, several people came into my life as a possibility. Okay. And I took my time. Like, you know what? You're okay by yourself right now. Let's really take a look at this. Is this somebody that you really want in your life? So I was patient. And then the red flags started showing up. And I could never see red flags before because the red flags were my normal. But I started seeing them. And I stood up for myself and said, no, that person is not who I need in my life. Eventually, I will find the right person and I will settle down again. But I'm not ready yet. And that's okay. Is it difficult to be here by myself at times? Yes, it is. Is it enjoyable being here by myself at times? Absolutely. So there's a balance. And that's what we got to find is the balance. And Casey, I see your comments.
I was just going to say, living between the frequencies.
Even science is looking at the fact of are we living in a simulation like the video games The Sims? Somebody up there, our higher self, has a remote control moving us around on a video screen,
Where's
making
your pen?
decisions for us right here.
Okay, hold up that pen. My daddy was a very smart man. My daddy said, what if we are just living on the tip of somebody else's pen? We are that small. We are that minute. What if we are living on the tip of somebody else's pen.
A comment that Adrian put in the comments earlier. One word: atom. Okay, an atom has electrons and protons, a nucleus, kind of like a galaxy, and those are made up of photons. So, what if we are a photon in an atom on somebody's shirt? And when they finally throw that shirt in the fire or bury it, we cease to exist. That's when the sun burns out and goes, expands. We don't know.
Case and jump off that path. Just jump off of it. Make a conscious choice to jump off that path. If you feel, and that's kind of like possession and attachments and things like that, right? If you feel that something is not right around you, jump off of that path.
And that can be scary as fuck, but you have the choice. If you're not happy with your job, you don't have to go, but you'll have to face the consequences of that choice. If you're not happy in a relationship, you can choose not to be in that relationship, but you'll have to face the consequences of that decision. You have to figure out where you actually want to be in life and then take the step or steps to get yourself there. And that can be scary. It can.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at changing careers and trying to support myself instead of working for somebody else. And that's scary as what?
Fuck. I'll say it out loud.
Fuck. It's scary as fuck.
Fuck.
But I'm sitting in the background while I'm still employed, looking at the steps that I need to take. I need to find the strength to take in order to get there. And every day I am learning more about myself and how to do it. So eventually I'll get there. All of a sudden, I'll be there. It'll seem like it's taken forever, but all of a sudden, I'll be there.
That right there, I was just about ready to mention. I know somebody who is jumping, who is making a choice to change completely everything and go into the unknown. Is this person scared? Absolutely. But this person has support, right?
I'm here. She's
person. No, your decisions are free.
Yeah.
Just like I was about ready to say, this person made the decision. I don't want to live this way. I don't want to live in this place. I don't want to be stuck in this position, and is doing something that they never thought that they were going to do. The career, the schooling, the location, everything. This person just went, I'm done. I had it, and I need to make the biggest choice of my life. I am sitting on the fence, and you know what? I'm just going to take that leap, and I'm going to jump off.
Every one of us, our life was controlled from birth to right now by our parents, by our teachers, by our friends, by our significant others. We were molded into somebody. Now we get to choose if we are actually that person or if we are not. But Cason's comment here, like that drunk uncle and his nephew story. I'm kind of seeing what you're talking about. I'm not going to go into it fully, but the nephew has a choice to verbalize what the drunk uncle did. Okay, that person has that choice and can stop that situation on a dime. Everybody has that choice in order to admit to themselves, okay, this happened. Now let's deal with it. I need help. Admit you need help. Get the help and deal with it and move on with your life. because you are not that little nephew anymore. You're a grown adult who deserves to grow.
Don't let the world tell you who you are. You tell the world who you are.
Yeah. You don't like it? That's your problem, not mine. This is who I am.
And that's something that my great grandparents always said. Don't let the world tell you who you are. You tell the world who you are, and be okay if somebody doesn't accept that. Love them where they're at and walk away.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to like you. You were not made for everybody. And I used to be a people pleaser. I was raised to be a people pleaser. And
Hey, Steven. We talking about it a lot.
people pleasing, Lord help me. That is the worst form of energy that you can put out. That is the worst form of energy that you can do. People pleasing is just awful. The minute I stop pleasing people.
Do you know why I was a people pleaser?
I had to be liked.
Because I never got the help that I needed growing up. Therefore, I thought I had to help everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to. Do I still like to help people? Yeah, at times when I'm able to. But when I'm not able to, I need my time, my space.
I used to take a lot of people in. I used to take a lot of kids in. And in that, I realized that I couldn't A, fix everybody. B, I couldn't take it personally. And C, I had to have my limits. Fostering is definitely, it's a pusher, especially in my shoes. Yeah, because the kids that I would get were coming from abusive situations, like severe drugs. There was so many drugs involved. I lived in one of the worst places in the United States. So I would have these kids coming from a small town that were completely addicted, and I'd have to get them off.
Yeah.
I had to learn my limits. And then when my son died, nobody was there for me. Nobody picked me up. Nobody patted me on the back. Nobody made sure that I was okay. Here I am pregnant,
But that also gave you strength. You found your own strength.
And I realized that I'm not going to give to everybody anymore. I'm only going to give to a select few. So when I
accept what you're giving.
Right. So when I open up my doors, I make sure that that person that comes through my doors knows that they have to do the work. I will help them. I will love them, and I will accept them. And I'm not going to say I'm always right, but we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tell myself that almost every day. Okay, you got this going on. You don't know what to do, but you'll figure it out. You always do.
Keith, we had this conversation the other day. Being a medium, somebody like me, and being able to see things and knowing things and everything else, people hate also coming to me because they're afraid of the what words. I told you so. And I will never say I told you so. I'll just go, mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
But
so now
that is something I deal with on almost a daily basis. Okay, this is what I've got going on today. Right now, in this now moment, you don't know what to do, but you'll figure it out and you'll be okay. You always do. I have to tell myself that because I always do. I always figure it out. When I had the house fire, I didn't know what to do, but I figured it out. When I got divorced, I didn't know what to do, but I figured it out. When I had the test that I wasn't ready for in high school, I didn't know what to do, but I figured it out. I
fucking winged it.
Figure it out.
Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
You see this?
You have to fake it.
You depressed? You upset? You
Smile.
hate life?
Smile. Smile.
Smile. Pretty soon, your sensors, you'll start to smile. and you'll start to feel better. You have to fake it till you make it. And that's
Make
that.
it, take it, take it.
Fake it, make it, make a cake.
There you go. Make a cake. Make yourself a cake.
I said that. I was like, take it, take it. Yeah.
I went to the store either yesterday or Saturday, and the ice cream sandwiches have been staring me in the face for months, and
went to
I've
Dairy Queen.
avoided. But I thought, you know what? You have done so much work for yourself. Just buy the damn things. I know they're not good for me, but they are so yummy. I bought myself ice cream sandwiches. And Sunday, I sat on the couch after working my ass off all weekend on the yard and the garden, and I had 4 of them. And I was a happy camper. I brought myself back to my childhood, eating an ice cream sandwich as it's melting and almost dripping. And I let my little kid out. And that can help you in so many ways. And I bought popsicles too, just saying. Yes, strawberry.
Chris?
I'm looking to comment, Jason.
All right. While you look at Cason's, I'm going to answer Chris. Do I get sick of figuring everything out? Absolutely not, because what else would I would do with my life? Life is about figuring it out, the next step. Life is just about doing it.
Yeah. I
I
have
will never
made,
get tired of it.
I have made many decisions that I am not proud of. And you say with a lightning strike. I didn't feel that lightning strike till many decades later, because I finally figured out that the decision I made that was purely selfish for me was not the right decision. And then that lightning strike, okay, think of the light bulb above your head in the cartoons, hit. It's like, okay, I need to learn from this. And I allowed myself to. So, yes, I have.
See, and for me, it was the opposite way. I made a decision to start living for me. I made the decision that I wasn't going to let anybody else tell me what to do with my life. I had been told what to do, how to live, under the thumb, under the pen, mold of what I was supposed to be. And I finally said, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
My last 9-month lesson told me I couldn't quit my job. I talked to her for several weeks. I've been here for 25 years. I've wandered out for decades. I'm done. Especially after the fire, I was just done. I couldn't go back there anymore.
Stop controlling me.
Yeah. And did I know how I was going to pay my bills? No. Did I know how I was going to buy food? No. But I knew that I could not walk back into a building. And if I did, I might end up in jail. So I quit. And after I did, everything worked out. I figured it out. And I have a different job now after getting swindled out of a lot of money on insurance. Do I like the job? No. But I'm making $12 more an hour.
Ooh, he mathed.
I did, kind of. It's a guess, but I have insurance now. I never had insurance before, so it's a repeating cycle because I don't like the job, but I'm in a better place. I can live day to day, pay my bills, buy my food without maxing out all my credit cards. I don't use my credit cards. I'm able to live life without using credit cards and still be able to put a little bit away. A little bit, but I am in a better place than I used to be. Am I in a similar place? Yes, but I'm in a better place.
Steven says cut ties with people who hold you down, but not just with people. Ideas that hold you down. Ideals that hold you down. Person, place, thing, and idea. Cut them.
Yeah.
Get your pronouns. I'll English it for you. You can math it. I'll English it. Do your pronouns. Is it a place holding you down? Is it a person holding you down? Is it a thing holding you down? Is it things holding you down? Is it ideas holding you down?
Your own
Cut them.
thoughts.
Pull those ties. Yank them all out. Take the whole bunch of cords and just pull it, right? And just say, no, I'm done. I am not this person. I'm not this place. I am not this idea. And I'm not this thing. That's not what defines me.
Yeah.
What defines me is me, myself, and I.
Why aren't you happy? What would actually make you happy? Because
Right.
you are the only person that can make yourself happy.
And
Okay?
that's protecting your energy.
The blonde getting in your DMs, that person ain't gonna make you happy.
She doesn't.
Okay, that one does. Okay, I'll rephrase. The brunette on TikTok getting in your DMs, yeah, no, that's a scammer. That's a bot. That's not going to make you happy. It might for a little bit, but then all of a sudden, I need Amazon gift cards. No. So you spend all that time and energy talking to this person that you thought was paying you attention, and all they were trying to do is get in your bill flow. No.
You
Block.
want a good opinion of yourself?
Block. Hey,
Go ask
you.
one of these.
Hey, you
Go
know what?
ask one of these. One of these is going to be brutally honest.
I'll do it.
They're going to be completely truthful. And they will give you the best and worst version of yourself. Go ask a child.
Does anybody see a resemblance? Just saying. And no, she's not mine, but just saying. Could be.
See that look she just gave you? Give him the look.
No.
Give him the look. No.
I sound like kind of a dog. Like Fiona. She goes like.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, see how the was this?
Yeah.
That's good. She goes like.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's funny and it's cute because she always do that at the train.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like she always do that because there's a hole in the train, a blower.
A whistle?
Yeah, a whistle and a trilly holding her ears. And see, that's why see how it's so
Nice.
They can be cute and bubble.
On that note,
Cute.
I gotta go
I don't really want to, but it's 9:34 and bedtime is 10-ish. So I need to start getting ready for bed. Maybe we need to start thinking about maybe doing like a Friday night show or a Saturday show instead of a Monday show. Just putting that out there.
What? Changing our times?
Well, I mean, we could probably go on for another hours.
Hold on. You know what Friday and Saturday nights are?
Letting that hair down. And there she is.
You want to get the wild side? Not the prim and proper side?
Careful. I let the hair down tonight, just not in the hair tie. So that
Mine's pulling in the back. It's hurting. All right, y'all.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for the people that will watch in the future. Go ahead and throw comments in. We'll eventually see them, hopefully.
That's coming off that girl.
Yeah, I don't have my bra on. Just saying.
Keith always lets them hang down. They hang down so low that they might be considered another appendage.
You telling secrets out of school?
Well, you know what one boob said to the other boob? If we don't get support around here, everybody's going to think we're nuts.
I've heard that. Just saying.
I got mine on the shelf. It's a whole pineapple. I'm going to flip it upside down.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for learning with us and for teaching with us and joining us on this show on the RNN network. And just thank you for being you. And thank you for allowing yourself to learn a little bit more about yourself. Even just asking a question is learning about yourself, because you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to realize, I don't know this, and I need to know.
I love you guys.
Wait a minute. Okay, the peanuts, that looks like Nutter Buddy cookies, and those were one of my favorite cookies when I was a kid. Nutter Butters. Just saying.
Not nut butter, Nutter Butters. Got it. Check. See, the hair comes down and the mouth just goes wild. I told you. I mean,
You know, the little peanut butter filled cookies that look like a peanut, Nutter Butters. Nutter Butters. Okay, on that, I'm going to quit. And okay, I have to find the video so I can play it. And good night, everybody. And next week, next Monday, it will be me and Joni on here explaining the astrology and how the hell to spiritually deal with it. Because what the fuck is really going on up there right now? It is crazy.
breathe, Keith.
I got this. Hang on just a second. Okay.
I have to keep my bra on. Lord. All right, fine.
Let me play the video and then we'll yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Night.
You all have a good day tomorrow. And if you can't have a good day tomorrow, admit that it's shit.
And say,
fuck it.
night, you guys.
Good night.